We had a fella called Noel McCabe, who was our man on the motorbike over there. He used to get round Southern Ireland on his motorbike finding players for us, and he rang this particular day and said, I've got 3 youngsters I want you to look at, called Buckley, a lad called Barry and Keane. And we got them over, settled them into the hotel, got them training a couple of days, and Roy was picked to play against Tranmere Rovers at Tranmere in the Midland Senior League game, and Liam O'Kane and myself went to watch the game. And Roy played in midfield, broke forward, shots at goal, headed the ball, stuck his foot in a little bit, and we thought, well, this lad's got something.
Brian Clough came into the negotiations then, came into the room in his green sweater, and first thing he asked, did we get a drink? And when I said no, we didn't get a drink, he turned around to Ronnie, what are you doing? Like, you never offer these lads a drink. And so he opened his cabinet and everything was there. I casted a drink and we got a drink. And then he turned around to Ronnie Fenton and he said, is this lad any good? And Ronnie Fenton said, oh yes, his potential is there.
So Clough came into the negotiation then, and one of the points I think that John missed at the time was he asked, why did we want money? And John said it was for the club, and he said, how am I to know that it's for the club? Right? He said, and he was taken up in this. How am I to know? He said that you won't put the extra money that you get into your pockets, as has happened with some of the players that I've got here. And well, we took him up on that, and we said we were doing it for the club, not for ourselves. And we also said at the time that we had to take a day's holidays from work to come over and negotiate with him, where it was his business day as such. And on that, he more or less asked the question then to Ron Fenton, was Roy a good player? And Ronnie Fenton said that he had the potential to be, so he said, like, okay, pay him the money.
They offered me a 3-year contract, and I thought, sign a 3-year contract, do well over the next 2 or 3 years, settle in, and hopefully, obviously, in that time, maybe get a break in the first team and take it from there.
We got £47,000.
47,000, I think, was the fee back then, if I'm right, Roy, in that region.
I think it was 47.5.
Yeah.
Over a period of time, and it was the fastest, I suppose, period of time you could imagine, because, I mean, it's easy to look back today, but looking at it at that time, no one expected Roy Keane to mature like he did.
The first team played QPR on the Saturday. They drew 1 each, and on the Monday the reserves were playing, and I was named as a sub, so I was delighted just to get involved in the reserves. I came on as sub for the last 10 minutes, and the first team were playing Liverpool away on the Tuesday, so I came in Tuesday morning up to train because I only played obviously for 10 minutes.
Liam O'Kane ran back and he said that Steve Hodge had got the flu and needed to bring another player up, and he said to me, who can we take? I said, there's only young Keeney and Starbuck. He said, we'll take them both.
And he says, imagine, went, oh, you're going to Liverpool with the first team. And, I couldn't believe it.
Arrived at Anfield about an hour and 15 minutes before the kick-off, and Roy's helping to put the gear out. And he said, Irishman, what are you doing? He said, helping to put the gear out, boss. He says, son, put the numbers and shirt on your plane.
Luckily enough, they taught me an hour before kick-off, because the Monday night, the night before, I went out with the reserves and had a few pints. So I think, that calmed me nerves a little bit. If I was told the Monday that I was playing at Anfield, I obviously probably wouldn't have slept that well.
He went white when Brian told him he was playing.
I do remember his advice that he gave me before the game was, which I literally made a career out of. He said, I've watched your pre-season. He said, you can control it. I said, yeah. He said, you can pass it. I said, yeah. He said, you can move. And I went, yeah. He said, well, just do those things.
Even to the degree of Roy Keane making his debut at right wing. Who would have thought that? Yeah. At Liverpool away. And he didn't even know an hour before kick-off. So you can imagine with my delight, I'm marking John Barnes and there's Roy Keane playing right wing with me And I'm thinking, Jesus, I've got John Barnes to play against, and I've got a young kid on this right-hand side. And Cloughie said, look after him. I'm thinking, look after him? And he's going to look after me. And it was incredible debut for him. I remember when I got out on the pitch and said, listen, Roy, just listen to me, you'll be fine. I said, you know you're playing against me? No. I said, well, it's all right, that's fine. Within 5 minutes, he booted John Barnes, stamped on him, told him to... And I thought, you're a star.
You'll do for me.
You'll do for me.
I just remember one incident, I was running back and Steve McMahon obviously was making a run forward, and I was running next to him, and I looked at him and I was thinking, you know, is this really happening? And, you know, it was a fantastic feeling. You know, I'll never forget it, to make it my debut at Anfield.
I always remember going back to the files when I got back later that week, and there was a little black and white sort of picture of this young boy sort of in a jacket, looking very smart, and sort of little boy lost signing his contract. There wasn't even a fee reported. There was nothing, you know. It was just a picture and about 3 lines of caption saying Roy Keane from Cobra Ramblers, and that was it.